Peekaboo. I'm here. Ooh, lighting's kind of off. Let's see let me check on my lighting. 1 second. Ooh, there we go. That's a wee bit better. Ooh, gotta love rolly chairs. Rolly chairs. Oh man. It is gorgeous outside. I mean, it is. It's really beautiful outside right now. And you know what? Living here in Calgary, I'll take it. So it's quite pleasant to be outside. So hopefully this afternoon I'm going to get out and Mateus is with me. So we will go probably to the park and go to the park this afternoon. Um, and get out, get connected to nature. So welcome everybody. What a week, what a week, what a week. As we are building up to this new moon, which is next week. And this new moon is a full solar eclipse. It's in Sagittarius. And so it is a big build up for that. Neptune is now stationary. So we have Neptune sort of like, just kind of humming along there. He's just sort of sitting there and just sort of observing everything that is going on within the grand scheme of it all. So good morning everyone. So we have this energy of this beautiful Neptune is sitting there, and the moon is kind of like, okay, it's going to be going void of course. If you saw it early this morning, it already looks like it's half. It looks like somebody just cut it in half this morning, and it is a quarter square and 3/4 square, I should say. So it's going to be going into Virgo, and it will make a 3/4 square later on Saturday. Today it's kind of like with that void of course. So whenever a moon is void of course, it's usually a day that, let's go get things done. Let's, you know, it's more, it can be quite pleasant. It's not a day like I would go out and start doing anything really heavy, but it's a kind of a dreamy day too with that fire energy. So taking it a bit easy is a good thing, and to have fun. So sit back and not dwell on the things that aren't working for you at this time. It's Black Friday. So what does Black Friday, and it's Venus's day, and I find that so cool. Like, on a Friday, Venus's day, and Venus likes to spend money and eat chocolate and drink wine. So we have Venus's day today. So it's a Friday. So a lot of sales are out there. A lot of things are out there. I know I've spoken to a few people in that I know in the States, and they're saying, Black Friday is not Black Friday this year. They're having a harder time finding a lot of goods, or a lot of stores did not get it. I don't know about here in Canada. Haven't heard anything from anyone. I mean, most people are still working here. Yes, feeling like doing nothing, fasting, just taking it easy. Definitely. I mean, it is. It's like um I had to sleep on a blow up mattress last night because my grandson was over. And it wasn't too bad, but just it's a blow up mattress. That's all I got. It's a nice one though. So had to sleep on that last night. But I feel it's coming into creativity and getting into creativity. Okay, I got to ask this. I have every shirt. It doesn't matter what shirt I have. It goes like this, you know. I know I understand the bras I wear, but it's like, oh, just sit on. And I know I got slumpy shoulders. Okay, but it's just like sit properly, unless I go for a button down, or go and find a different jumper. I don't know. Anyways, I'm going off topic. But it is a day. I feel like, getting into the creativity, but you might be feeling a little bit stuck and bored. Now, that is a place, I call it a holding spot when we're like that. And I've been feeling that way for a little bit. It's like I feel like I'm stuck. I'm getting, I get bored, and I'm not very good when I'm bored. Really, I'm not. And so feeling a little bit stuck and bored, and wanting to get out, and then getting out of that funk. So today would be a good day to get out of any funk that you've been feeling. And that could be just pulling out something. If you're a crafty person, maybe start crafting. Today would be a day, maybe pulling out some of your Christmas decorations and fixing those lights, or fixing any ornaments that need to be fixed. Sometimes, little heads fall off and you have to glue them back on. If they're, if you have anything like that, I know I do. And doing a little bit of fixing and things like that around. With that Neptune stationary, because it does bring in imagination and creativity. So it's like this big wave, this, like as this energy comes out, and he's just sort of waiting before he comes in with a great big, you know, I feel mirrored in sludge. And just this energy comes forward. So we're going to see as lovely little Mr. Neptune, as he starts going forward, and he's in Pisces, so this makes it extra emotional, extra extra of energies that are coming in, of the water energy. So that also includes intuition, spirituality. It just starts, it's a little bit more heightened. So we're feeling it a little bit more intensely. And then with the fire energy, because we're ending off with that moon in Leo, and the moon's moving somewhat slow, um, it's going to go into the busyness of Virgo. Now, Virgo, when the moon gets into Virgo, at least for me, it's an earth sign, but it is ruled by Mercury. So we got to look at where Mercury is. And Mercury's coming up to that, up to the sun, and it's sort of like that ooh vibe. So by tomorrow, you might be feeling really electrified and feeling like, "Ugh," and that your head is go 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 go. You see, Mercury also rules Gemini, and Geminis are things come in and things go out. It's like it's air, womp womp womp, like that. With Earth, it comes in and then it comes down, right? It comes in and it kind of that internal voice starts to go like bah, 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 but it doesn't really come out. So you might be feeling that little angst, energy when it comes in, and then it's going to be opposing that Neptune stationary. So it's sort of like today's kind of like this little lull, sit back, enjoy, do a little things, get some stuff done, get outside, get connected, maybe put some music on, and jazzercise, get your hands going, and start to begin that creative process with yourself and for yourself. You could want to make sugar cookies. I keep on thinking of sugar cookies, but I haven't made sugar cookies in so long. I lost all my little throughout. I used to have from Williams Sonoma. There was a stack of different stars and different snowmen. And what I would do is that we would make it, and then I'd cut out the middle part. And as it's baking, I would crumble up some lifesavers and put lifesavers in the middle. And then lifesavers would form a little window with the cookies. And then I could hang them, or the kids could eat them, usually ate them. Um, and things like that. So I just feel like there's just this energy of wanting to bring into the creativity and doing things that are very simple and not over the top. And because the energies are coming in and there's so many other extremities that are going on in the outside world, this is coming in and bringing that peace and that light into your own home, bringing that energy and mobility of moving into a direction of your light, your frequency, and allowing that to come forth for you. Because as we're building up to a lot of these big energies in December, we're going to feel the overwhelmness at times. We're going to be feeling the times where we just want to go hide in a closet with our Grand Marnier or a bottle of wine or a mead, and just hide away and not want to converse with the rest of the world. But when there's adversities that come up, it's when we have these adversities, it's like, yeah, they are overwhelming, and we feel that overwhelmness. Yet I feel it's sometimes you just got to laugh. It's just like, okay, you know what? It happened. Like I can remember one time, and it was with the kids, and they wanted to help on Christmas, and they wanted to help bake cookies. And I went downstairs, and it might not seem like a lot, but I think I just had Owen. It was Olivia. No, I no, it was Dominic. They were little. No, I had Olivia. I was pregnant with Owen, the two older ones, and they were like 3 and 5 or something like that. Went downstairs, and they thought it would be so fun to make some cookies for Mummy. Well, to say the least, there was flour, it was everywhere, and sugar and water and I don't anyways, it was a hell of a mess. It was everywhere. Like I mean everywhere. Like you're looking at a great big 10-pound bag of flour every freaking place. But they went downstairs and they were covered in flour. Now you got to think, I have one child who has extremely tight curly hair. So his hair was all like white with these flour in it. And it was like, okay, I could freak out. I was at a point and I was, feeling a little bit big. But it was like one of those things is like, fuck, all I can do is laugh and clean up and throw the kids in the bath. That's what I did. I just had to throw them in the bath. you know. So these adversities come, and some of them might be where it's like, I remember another time when I was sitting with a client and we're sitting there and the guy came and cut my electricity off. And I just continued on with my reading. Luckily we were outside and it was just one of those things. Like we were having some financial problems, which seems to be like a natural occurrence in my life. But it was like, yeah, okay, I it'll get paid off. We'll get it done, but it won't get done right now. And sometimes these things happen, and we got to just sort of sit back and laugh. We've had furnaces go on the cold. Of course, the furnaces always go on the coldest day. And landlord said, don't want to pick up the call when the furnace goes. And we've had some pretty crazy times with things. But you've learned to overcome them and figure ways out around them. And I think that's where we're coming into. We're coming into a time where we have to figure things out and not get into the cray cray of the stuff, not get into, yeah, there's a lot that's going on and there's a lot of adversities that are out there. But it's like, where can I find the laughter and the friendships? Where can I find my community and be able to do what I would, other things that I'd like to do. And there's the other things too. Is like if you know of anybody, this is a time to maybe get a bunch of people together and do a secret Santa, or do something for maybe a young mom or a couple that is struggling, and be able to do a hamper up for them or something. I mean, of course, Christmas brings this energy out for people, but this is where it's like, okay, if you're able to go out on Black Friday and spend hundreds and thousands of dollars, which people do, maybe take some of that and look at maybe some people that do need some help, do need aid at this time, and take a little bit and put aside and maybe make something for them. That energy that is bringing love. Love is the key that opens the heart. And that's on my cup. Love is the key that opens the heart. And I think with this energy, and as we're going from this Leo energy and into the Virgo energy, it's starting to get creative in what we do want to do and start to bring in the changes we want to see. Because it's not only for December, and this season that's upon us. It is the season, it's a festival of lights and bringing in the lights. But we are moving into a new way of living, a new way of looking at the world. And as we are looking into it, what if it's new? What do you want in it? How do you want to see it? Because that's where we have to go. And in making something new, sometimes there is, you got to figure things out. Sometimes it's not easy that you have to maybe begin to um, buy extra food. Maybe you have to learn how to pressure can, or maybe you have to learn how to dry fruit or dry things, and because you know that there's going to be either shortages or other things that are happening. So this is a time to begin to start in that creativity and start thinking ahead a little bit. Start thinking about what can I start doing to prepare myself for the coming months? What can I do to start prepare myself for the coming year? What do I want for this coming year? This is, the festival of lights. So let's bring in that light. Let's bring in that dreaminess. What is it that I want to create for my new year? Not focusing on the external, focusing on the internal, focusing on that internal energy of what you want to create. And as you create that internal, and it's a work in progress, people. It's not an easy thing. It just doesn't happen that you're going to be little Polly Pocket and little happy go lucky girl or boy. No, it's going to take a process of daily reminders of saying, okay, what am I grateful for today? What can I work on today? And take those steps to move forward and to overcome the adversities that are coming forward, or the ones that are around you at this time. So taking that step and going forward within those within that alignment. And as I say, it's a work in progress. I've been doing something that I've never thought I would do. Oh, where can I find it now? Of course not. That's funny. There's a Oh, there it is. Put it away. So I have been, and I started this, and I'm not, and as you know, I'm not a Bible pumping chick, but I was given this Bible years ago, and I've been reading the book of Proverbs in the Old Testament. And as I'm reading it, and of course, you got to look at when it was written. So I always, understand when it was written and the time it was written. So, but this was written by Solomon and the prophets of the time. And reading that, it's the talking of wisdom, and a person finds joy in giving an apt reply, and how good is a timely word. So these are the things that I'm like, it's these very simple things that are in this Proverbs, and reading it, and it's not a very long chapter. It's not long. But I think, in reading it, and this one here this is a woman's Bible, and meaning that there's different devotions throughout here that really are quite fabulous in understanding. I was just reading about Bathsheba, and Bathsheba going to visit Solomon because she wanted to learn some wisdom from him. And she was great. She was a queen, and she was a pagan queen, but she had a lot of power. And the Queen of Sheba, and she traveled to go see him and ask him questions. And she came to Solomon and talked with him about all that she had on her mind, and they had a discussion. And this is a woman who had a lot of power for the time. This is the Old Testament. But people were afraid of her because she was quite fierce. When you got to think of a woman back 5,000 6,000 years ago who had power, of course she had to be fierce, and but she wanted to know, what about poverty? Why does poverty exist? These are questions we ask today. Why does poverty exist? Why do the innocent suffer? And what is the meaning of life? And is this all there is? These are the questions she was asking Solomon. These are the same questions we ask today. So, not a hell of a lot's changed in the questions that we're asking. So, what we can start doing is start looking at um, what we can begin to change, because poverty is still here. And I don't think poverty will ever go away, because it's a place where we have to learn. It's a place where we have to understand that with this is allowing for others to work together, or maybe that's part of their karma of what they came in to do. And I know that sounds kind of harsh, where you have to overcome certain adversities within your life. Why do the innocent suffer? I mean, that's, when you see children, and you go to the children's cancer clinic, or you see, children suffering, you're like, well, this doesn't make any sense. But then you look around and you start watching, you see all the other people that are there. It's all this intricate cycle of everybody, that everyone has a place within this cogs and these wheels, and what they do and how they interact and how you interact with one another and how you show up. What is that energy you are wanting to show up with? That's your decision. It's your decision, and how you show up and bringing that energy forward is showing how that vibration helps another. So I've been reading this, and it's very interesting, and really seeing, as I'm looking at this and I'm reading it, and I'm just like, holy shit, I can see that happening now, and I can see this going on now. So, and I also like to read different things that from, I think I had a Book of Mormon here for the longest time, and I read that. And we did have a Quran also, here too. So reading these different books is getting an insight, and there's some great wisdom in there. And doesn't mean that that's what you're going to follow. You're not going to go into the doctrine, not unless you want to. But understanding why they do, or why they're thinking the way that they're thinking, and that how many of those thoughts are still the same today. Just food for thought. So see your vibration. What are you feeling today? How do you want to show up? And choose to show up in a happy place today, because it is a little bit of fun in there. Yeah, the moon is sort of quincunx Pluto, and may not have all the answers, but that's okay. So take some time and maybe make some sugar cookies, or get outside and and connect, or just find a good old Christmas movie and watch that. So, or a good movie, whatever floats your boat at this time. So, and have a blessed one. So, have a great Friday, and let's step in and show up the way that we need to show up for ourselves. And if that's kind of grumpy, well, honor your grumpiness. If that's joyous, honor your joyousness. However you need to show up today, allow it, and don't dismiss it, and be that beautiful shining light that you are. So may the Lord and the Lady watch over and bless each and every one of you. And Mama's extravaganza is coming December 1st, and that's when you're going to find my readings are going to go on sale here, and there's going to be different times that we're going to have the courses on sale. So it's between my courses and different things that I'll be doing throughout the year that you can buy. There's no bidding. There's one price. Here you go. Take it, leave it, or wait to see, maybe it'll change, because it might change. It might go up the next day. It might go down the next day. We never know, because it's an extravaganza. So allowing for that extravaganza to come forward. So have a blessed one, and we will talk to you tomorrow. Bye-bye, everybody.